beyond 135 yards there. It's another probably 10-15 yards behind the backstop. TAC light definitely makes a big difference. I'm going to switch between the two. TAC light off. That's just moonlight. This is the illuminator that came with it. And the TAC light. Pretty big difference. And it's definitely a good capability to be able to stream that to a phone. Much if you were sitting in a blind, instead of having to look through the scope the entire time, you could just set your phone out there and let it, instead of having to look through the scope, you can just look through your, watch your phone, scan around. Alright, we're out here with the ATN X-Sight. I've got it streaming to my Galaxy Note 4, which is right there. What I'm doing tonight is basically testing. I bought this Streamlight Super TAC IR light. The IR intensifier that comes with this scope right here on the side here. It's not very much to it. I mean, it's effective out there a little ways, but from what I read, you can purchase this much stronger IR light. And I'll do a little recording through the scope, but wanted to show one of the capabilities, which was to actually stream this to your phone and be able to see exactly what's going on through the scope itself. So you could basically look through the scope there and see what's going on. So I'm going to turn off the light here, see if we can still see the screen. What I'll do is I'll stay focused on the screen with this camera and record through the scope's camera as well, and try the different lights. So right now it's a full moon out here tonight, so this is just in moonlight, so we'll try it without anything but just moonlight. And let's see what we got here. Let me zoom in a little bit on the backstop back there. See if it comes in. Alright, that's the target area. It's got a black tarpaulin over it, so I'm going to go ahead and illuminate it with the one that came with it. Alright. See if I can't focus it up a little bit better. It's worse. It's a little bit better. Zoom back out. Alright, that's with the illuminator that came with it. Alright. So, just a second, we'll move to the other. Right. I'm going to turn this illuminator off. Turn on the TAC light here. Alright. Pretty big difference. Much stronger illumination. We zoom into the target. You can actually see some much better detail. Again, that's 135 yards away. Tell you what, let's turn the tag light off here. Back out of this program. See if I'm actually recording anything. Well, it's definitely a bug if you won't be able to connect while you're recording. Should be connected. Alright, let's see for a test. I'll stop recording. See if I can connect. Oh hell. That ain't worth a crap. Tell me I can't record while I'm streaming. That's beyond 135 yards there. That's another probably 10-15 yards behind the backstop. Tac light definitely makes a big difference. I'm gonna switch between the two. Tac light off. That's just moonlight. This is the illuminator that came with it. And the tac light. Pretty big difference. And it's definitely a good capability to be able to stream that to a phone. Much if you were sitting in a blind, instead of having to look through the scope the entire time, you could just set your phone out there and let it, instead of having to look through the scope, you can just look through your, watch your phone, scan around. Scope also has built-in GPS. Gives you a compass heading, wherever you're looking at. Tell you what, for the price, it's pretty good. Here's a power tip for you too, if you happen to lose zero, or when you are zeroing in, be sure you write down the X and Y coordinates when you do the zero function. If you happen to upgrade your firmware or lose power or accidentally reinstall the firmware, you can simply just plug in those coordinates on your zero function and you're back zeroed in again. And that's speaking from experience. If you leave the bin file on the SD card, it will, when you take the SD card out to upload your videos and you plug it back in, if you happen to have that firmware still on the root directory, it's going to try to reinstall it, and that will inadvertently erase your zero and start you all over again. So, but the folks at ATN were very good. Actually answered the phone. Got to talk to a real person, so I was very satisfied with the support. So far, looking pretty good. Once again, this is not any Generation 1 tube or anything. This is just a infrared camera, crosshairs. But a pretty good one. you're looking at just the tack light, it puts it more kind of a spotlight out there, but definitely lights up the world. Now all I did was put it out there on a rail. You we'll back out here and have a look and see how I got it mounted. I didn't make any adjustment to it. I just mounted that light on the rail. Just took a minute or two. That other light is just a white light that I already had on the rifle. Took the suppressor off because this sumbitch is incredibly heavy already. Definitely not a gun you want to go walking around with. I don't know how you would lighten it up, but it's definitely something you need a bipod, something to rest it on, because it's a bear to be walking around with, especially by the time you hang a suppressor on it. It gets pretty heavy. But anyhow, just a quick video. See how we're doing. Just a little testing on this. Here we go.